Hey, it's Lincoln Legend Podcast. This is Bodine. You know the greatest part about it? It ain't gonna cost you shit.
The Lincoln's Legends Podcast is proudly brought to you by two amazing sponsors that are local businesses from right here in Springfield. MilesT-shirts.com, top-notch printing at a great price, and Laces Footwear. Why buy kicks and threads at separate places when the freshest gear is all at Laces. LacesFootwear.com.
It wasn't me. I didn't even drink Ripple. Sorry. Welcome to the Lincoln's Legends Podcast Holiday Edition. This is going to air on whatever Wednesday is. Wednesday is close to the 1st. Wednesday the 29th, 30th? I'm not a math major. 30th.
Dipshit.
Thank you. I've been corrected by Mr. Nate Gurnsey, the owner and CEO of Laces Footwear. So this episode is dedicated to Laces. Where do you want to start, my friend?
Laces Footwear. Start there.
And where is it located?
2467 South MacArthur in the Town and Country Shopping Center.
You're right next to a casino. Flashing lights. It's always full all the time. It's weird that we see people come in and come out and they've lost their entire life savings.
Oh, they're degenerates.
Would it be better to work next to a pawn shop because at least they're working towards a goal rather than just losing their money?
No, because they could just come in here and I'd buy everything.
All right, let's start with what got you into laces?
Well, can you edit this?
No, I don't edit. It's live.
Oh, live. Okay.
Well,
basically I've been collecting shoes since I was probably 8 years old. When my great mother would go and get the shoes on release days without worrying about getting shot, and she would bring them to school.
So you got
for
like
me.
Keds and Skechers on a release day? Is that
No,
what
the Jordans.
The Jordans. The Jordans.
Yeah, because they only came out once a year, not every week like they do now. So my mother would bring them to me for my birthday, since my birthday was in November, to school. So I would be the top dog at school.
So you went from collecting to having your own shop. It didn't
Yes.
happen overnight.
No, it didn't happen overnight, and I was a barber for 10 years,
Were you any good at it? Or did they kick you out and that's why you have to sell shoes now?
probably.
We won't say the name of the barber, right?
No, we won't say the name of the
That's
barber.
not a good idea. Yeah, let's just talk about the inventory that you're carrying right now. But you can come in and shop. That's fine.
Oh, yes. I have a friend named Jamie coming in right now. She's crazy. Who? If you can who, you can hear.
So the shoes that you have right now in stock, what's
Lifestyle.
okay?
Casual.
All right, let's
Every-
talk about some of the brands that you've got.
Every day. Everyday wear.
Everyday wear.
I love them. Comfy.
Let's talk about some of the brands that you wear.
Let's talk about the ones you have on.
Oh, I have the Trans Am, the E-Tonic. I like them. I like them a lot.
So who wore E-Tonic back in the day?
I have no idea.
Kimo Olajuwon, sir.
For real?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Not for fake, for real.
That's well, you know, I figured since we're, I'm gonna change my vernacular since we're in a different arena. You like that?
I like it.
Okay.
Let's start with Pony, BK, Gourmet, Saucony, New Balance, ASIC coming, eventually Adidas, Puma, Reebok, and then the top dog of them all, Nike.
Eventually, right?
Eventually, yes.
I'm not gonna tell people they can come in today and get them.
No, you
'cause-
can't.
But you have like every shoe from Patrick Ewing. Is that right? Every line
Oh, I
or
do
every
have
color?
Patrick Ewing. No,
Well,
I
I'm
don't
just
have every
looking at the walls
color.
here.
I have 4 pairs.
Are they 4 styles or? Because are
There's
you?
two different styles, 2 pairs of 2 different styles, and they're different colorways. But they come out with, just like any other shoe, they come out with tons of different colorways.
And the shoes aren't just for the guys.
No, I do have a small women's section.
Small women's, but at least
Yes.
you do cater to the women.
Yes, I do cater, not clothes, because I am not building a dressing room.
We haven't talked about clothes yet. What are some of the styles that you carry?
Streetwear, basically, is what it's called. Mishka from New York, Staples Pigeon from New York. We have Robotic Minds from Chicago. We have SSUR, Caviar Cartel, Visual.
If you guys hear that in the background, it's Maury Povich, and you were not the father.
Oh yeah, this builds my self-esteem up every day.
Does it?
Yes.
It's nice to sit there and watch other people having drama in their life, and it's not.
Because I have one kid and I'm proud to be the father.
I'm proud to be the father. There was no DNA test. You knew it was yours. Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's great.
Let's talk about your idea of getting your own store, because you're jumping into it head first, in a place where everyone's cutting prices like Walmart and Target and everything, and for an entrepreneur to step out front and say, I think I can do this my way.
Well, basically,
awesome.
when I went to research Central Illinois, as far as down to St. Louis, which I don't reach St. Louis or nothing. Thank you, Jamie. I'll see you soon. Yeah, bring your money.
Bring the all white shoes.
But anyway, so I went to research. There's really no.
So you didn't just like have that drunk guy idea, or like I want a shoe store. It's gonna be awesome, because we've heard tons of people in the city
barbering
talk about how they're gonna do.
Yeah, no, people talk all day long, but barbering for 10 years, there's pretty much a point in barbering where you reach where you've maxed out. Not saying I'm the greatest or even that good, but when it comes to money and making a financial living, there's only a certain amount of heads that you can cut in one day in a certain time.
Yes.
So that's all the money you're going to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a ceiling, and you reached it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I reached it years ago, so it just kind of got routine-ish. And I have a bachelor's, I have a degree, and I've dealt with real estate for the past, I'd say, 11 years. So I've done multiple other things, but so it was like when I went to come do the store, I had a couple buddies, good buddies of mine they're like, dude, you have to do it. It's like, just do it. Like, you're miserable. Like,
absolutely.
You know,
I've been there before.
To where people would come get their hair cut, and I was a dick.
Oh, see,
because I didn't want to be there, and I'm like,
when you know
man,
it's time to change.
Yeah, and I needed to change. My wife is like, man, just do something, do it, just do it different, So everybody had my back, and they were supportive. So I started looking around and researching and stuff of different boutiques and whatnot, and there's nothing around here, and so I hit up some contacts I knew to find a niche and find what clothing lines were popular in major cities, and I've asked around people that I've known, like, what do you wear? Because I'm really not into fashion. Mm-hmm. I have clothes, I have tons of shoes, but it's like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So finding the storefront, you got to find a storefront where people are going to see you, people, in the busy street, all that stuff.
Did this location have anything to do with the MacArthur Park project renovation?
That's one of the key reasons, especially when Hy-Vee was rolling in. I knew that MacArthur was going to eventually build itself back up, and it needed to.
Oh, absolutely, because it's a beautiful plot of land, and it's just all about how it's maintained and what businesses are there.
And I talked to the landlords of Town and Country, and there are proposals to, get better stores in here, improve the building, basically improve the whole area of MacArthur.
Let's go back to you were talking about researching the clothes and the brands. I've been lucky enough to have you as a sponsor since the 4th episode, and I wanted to find the best statement to express what you carry. And the way that I feel is you can go to a boutique in a larger city and find some of the same items that you have here.
Correct.
I've been fortunate enough with you to go to Chicago a handful of times when we were looking for sneakers together. And there's tons of stores that look like this. And it was one of the things that I pushed during Christmas, because you're going to go to Del Mar in St. Louis, or you're going to go to Michigan Avenue, and you're going to find not the exact same items, but the same feel, the same styles. And that's what I want to promote with my audience, is that there's a place to get that stuff where you don't have to pay the huge prices. I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody loves a day trip. Everybody loves going and
or
shopping.
Drive, gas prices,
absolutely.
All that stuff. Food.
And your prices aren't going to be the same tax amount as the others. So.
Yeah, no, when the companies give you a suggested retail, so I'm able to price it the way they want it to be priced. So, some prices are workable, some aren't, but that's just the way it goes.
How has the clientele been since launch? Like, is it people that you've known for years? Is it people that are coming out of the woodwork? How is that?
Now, pretty much all the supporting has, people still support, but has gone out the window. You know, they've come for the first month and a half, and now it's people coming out of the woodwork.
Okay.
And nothing but positive vibes, nothing but good things to say. So I can't do anything but look to the future with
Your
that.
Facebook has tons of likes. Do you know how many that they currently have right now?
I haven't looked today, no.
Look today, because I was checking it, and I'm hoping that other businesses can learn, because it's my understanding that when you started, you didn't have a website.
I didn't.
So you started all social media, and being from a grassroots independent company,
Almost 1,300 likes.
1,300 likes, and you've been open since November
1st.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
That's all word of mouth. That's all your friends. There's got to be people telling other people that the business is open. What's your main goal for your 6 months with the store? Like, are you just looking for a financial number? Are you looking to serve the community? What are you looking for?
Oh no, in the next 6 months, it's now my goal is to get in brands that people are wanting. And brands that I need, such as like New Balance and ASIC is a very hot commodity on the market right now, and it has taken me since last April to finally get an account open with these people, which it takes time. Patience is everything.
Absolutely.
But now when they come, it's something they don't have to travel for, because that stuff's nowhere around here.
Right.
Nowhere around here. The shoes that the sneakerheads or the casual walker or just the fashion guy or girl is wanting is right here.
You have a lot of Jordan memorabilia in here. Is this something that you followed for a long time? Is this something that coincides with? I mean, is it? Tell me about it.
I don't have Jordan canvases or magazines or posters in here because I carry Jordan. No, I have Jordan in here because that's how I grew up. My dad probably grew up, maybe Magic Johnson or Dr. J fan. Well, like the kids are today, growing up LeBron James.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Kevin Durant. So that's me, Michael Jordan. If some kid opens up, in 20 years, he's probably going to have LeBron James posters.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me.
So we had to pause the show for just a quick second. We actually were recording the episode in Laces during business hours, and he's a pretty busy guy. So rather than listen to him talk to clients about orders, I decided to go ahead and take a second to tell you about something awesome that I received from milest-shirts.com for Christmas. I got a custom-made hoodie that's perfect for tailgating sporting events, complete with a built-in beer koozie and bottle opener. The printed logo on mine says milest-shirts.com, but remember, the logo options are limited only by your imagination. So check out milest-shirts.com. His newest items to the store are custom hoodies with beer koozies and bottle openers. Now back to the show.
So I've got a brochure in front of me that's showing me the highlights of the store, and I'm assuming it's some type of promotional item, and I don't want to act like I know everything, because I don't. And I would love for you to just tell me about, because I've seen other people that are local people that I've known personally open businesses, restaurants mainly. Now, how do you develop the brand for a clothing store and take it from the idea to opening the doors? I mean, how does that process work?
You have to fill your shelves. Have to fill your shelves. So basically, you.
No. I mean, even like back farther than that. Like you want to have a store, and then you decide what you're gonna sell, and then where do you go from there?
Yeah, you basically you contact these companies, and basically every company wants you to have a storefront, inventory room, your business incorporated. And
well, take me through the process. You call someone, or you send out paperwork.
You call the customer service, and they will, and you tell them you want to be a retailer for their product.
Okay, but I'm saying, and I don't mean to keep jumping on your
good.
toes, but I'm trying to explain it. Can you start from the beginning? Say, I have this idea. I want to buy a brand. What do you do to buy that brand?
Oh, Laces?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have said that, dipshit.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That's fine.
I'm just kidding. So let's go. If you guys don't know, Jeremy and I are pretty good friends. We see each other every week, unfortunately, but it's cool. So basically, when Laces came about, the name is short, simple, and a buddy of mine, Justin Allgood, came up with the logo for me.
He did the Lincoln's Legends podcast logo
He
as
did
well.
do that
Shout
as well.
out,
He's a cool dude, man.
Absolutely.
So I went with it, and it was really well. And then you take that logo and you pretty much brand it to where, and then you go to where you can do whatever you want with it.
Do you have to have it researched? Like, how did you know that Laces wasn't taken?
Well, yeah, you got to research it. You got to see if you can buy the domain. You got to see if you can do all that. You got to see if it's available. I have an accountant, and I went to him, set up a meeting, and said, "This is what I want. This is what I need. Can we do this?" He said, "Yes, I will call you back in 2 days." He called me back in 2 days and had everything set up.
So the placement possible, he did all the footwork.
Yes.
For that, because
yes, but to LLC a business, pretty much it's just through your state, and they give you and you want to be a retailer, so they give you they will give you a federal tax ID number and a state tax ID number for resale. And so that's step number one.
Is that like a couple grand? Like, what does that cost?
I think it was $700, and I
Okay.
gave my accountant $100.
Well,
so
sure.
$800.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all he charged me. So, and that was to make it Laces LLC, Limited Liability Corporation. So, once that's all done, then now you get on the horn, and you call the companies you want, and you better be patient.
But how do they know that you're an actual company, not just?
They look it up.
So it's in a directory somewhere for. I'm just trying to put all this together. Like,
No. You call them up. You tell them what you got. They'll send you to. They will transfer you to a sales rep, and the sales rep will get your information. They either will come see your store to
Okay.
make sure you are legit,
Okay.
or they will do their research
Okay.
and do all that. And they will also ask you what other brands you have available, and this and that.
How does that work too? Like, if you want one certain brand and they don't want you to have another brand, have you ran into that problem?
I have not yet.
But is that a possibility?
Yes, I feel like there's a possibility for, the more maybe like Nike or Adidas or something whatnot.
Yeah, but who would they be competing with? Is my question.
They're not competing. I think that there's smaller brands that I do have that maybe they don't. They know somewhere down the line that their shoes do not mesh well with those, or what you know what I mean? Like,
All right.
they're their own.
So you called. Who's the first company you called and said, "I want to have your item, your brand in my store"?
Well, I called
Or the first one to accept. I'm sorry. That's
the
a better
first one
question.
to accept was Saucony.
Okay.
And they were very easy.
And that's a running shoe.
And that's a running shoe.
For
It's
anyone?
a lifestyle shoe. Yeah, for anyone. You everyday shoes. So very comfortable, very well priced.
Is it what's the top
The
out?
price
for those?
range for those, and for the lifestyle editions which is your classics, range from 55 to 80.
Okay, that's pretty affordable.
Yeah. I mean, you could buy 4 of them for a pair of Jordans.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
So you got Saucony accepted, and then
that was cool because you can put that on your list of companies when you go reach these other companies.
absolutely, you just
Yeah,
need
you know what I mean.
a
You
stepping point.
just start a list, and then a couple clothing lines came. So that was cool, and then Gourmet is an independent shoe company that's really gone just AWOL.
Okay.
Just gone crazy, and
Where are they from?
they are based out of, my knowledge, New York.
Okay.
I deal with their accounts receivable department in Ohio, so I'm sure they got them all over. I'm sure they
Yeah.
got buildings and offices all over. So, but they're a good company, and they have helped me out a lot because they're actually involved with Money Ruins Everything, which is a company who owns multiple clothing lines.
Yeah.
And I was able to get those clothing lines as well that people are liking, like SSUR, Caviar Cartel, Mishka's a part of them.
Okay.
And so yeah, just went from there. And then there was a standstill for about 3 months. No phone calls, no emails, no nothing. So I didn't even know I was going to open the store.
With who?
Everyone.
Really?
I didn't know. I had about
3 months?
3 clothing brands and 2 shoe lines.
I'd lose my mind.
3 clothing lines, paying rent, paying
Oh
everything.
my
Not a
God.
clue. Not a clue.
Oh my God.
And then I got a phone call from a Puma rep. And she was a really nice lady. She was based out of Chicago. And she said, Nate, you don't have enough brands for me to open your account.
Wow.
So I go, okay, what do I do?
Yeah.
Close the doors, forget about it.
Right.
You know, like, I've got this much money invested. Like, what do you, I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, no, don't be discouraged. She said, I said, what about an agenda show?
Okay. What is that?
An agenda show is a brand show, and they have them a couple times a year, and they're on the East Coast or West Coast.
Okay.
And she said, yes, if you have been invited, you go.
Okay.
I said, are you serious? And the next one available is in August, and of course it was in fucking Las Vegas. The root of money, man.
Well, what month were
so
you
I'm like,
supposed to
how
go,
much
though?
more money do I have to spend? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just going there and going out to eat is expensive.
Sure.
So I break down. I talk to the wife. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah. How do you convince your wife? I gotta go for business. It's Vegas. I promise. Not a big deal. You can't go because it's just business, right? It's just.
Yes. But to her
Credit?
swear to God, there was no partying done. I had spent enough money keeping this place afloat that I just went there with a buddy of mine, and he helped me out a lot, and we did, and we got it done.
What is it called again?
It's called the Agenda Show, which is there's 6 shows in one, but I was invited to the Agenda Show, which pretty much gets you in any other show.
So you just go to a
And
convention center, and what do you do?
Yeah, it's a brand show where there was over 2,000 brands there.
Is that what this brochure is for? Like, is this something that you use to say, this is my shop, will you invest in me? Is
Yeah,
that
a lot
what
of
it
people
is?
don't do that. They'll just go and say, hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so,
Yeah.
from anywhere.
Right.
I have a store there. What's up? But I wanted to be different.
Absolutely.
Just show them a little brochure, some
Yeah.
nice pictures.
So it's a sales pitch to different reps of companies, or is it
It's
sales
just to
pitch?
show that you're there for business.
But who are you showing? Is my question.
I'm showing the companies that I'm going to go see.
So it's a tons of sales reps that come in, and then a ton of entrepreneurs.
And they set up a booth. And
Okay.
they set up a booth, yes. And there's buyers or sellers.
See, I'm just trying to paint a picture here.
Yep.
So you show up to the convention trying to sell.
It's a huge flea market for major brands.
Thank you.
Basically.
That's an awesome way to put it.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay.
But on a much higher level.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you seek out?
They have a list on their website of
Yeah.
brands. So yeah, we had a whole list of brands that I wanted to check out, wanted to talk to. I had no clue. I didn't think I was going to get any accounts. And after the first day, I had 8 accounts.
Wow.
Because I pretty much when you're invited to this place,
Yeah.
you mean business,
That's
and these
awesome.
other people are like, okay, well, you're here for a reason.
Yeah.
So then my mind changes about the store. So it's like,
Sure.
okay, well,
Overnight,
now
yeah.
I can open.
Boom, yeah.
Now I can concentrate on opening.
Right.
Yes. So, and then that was pretty much a turning point then.
So is it these? I guess verbal contracts are made. Do you sign paperwork? How does that work?
No, you sign up. Yeah, you pretty much you'll go through every company has an application and a credit app. Especially you have to have good credit. Mm-hmm. You have to be legit. So you have to do basically you're applying for a job.
A job with 8 separate companies because they're going to keep.
Yeah, and I got more the next day. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
right
my
now, I'm currently capable of buying from 18 companies,
Oh my.
and that's without, the major companies that I want.
That's crazy.
And some of these brands, some of these things will fade out eventually. You know what I mean?
How do you make that choice of this is a good investment, this isn't? Because it's like you're playing stock with your life right now.
Oh, especially in Springfield, Illinois. These people don't know what they want right and left. So it's like, oh, this is cool. Next week later, they see a rapper wearing it or a country singer wearing it, and they're like, oh, this isn't cool. I'm not buying this no more.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
Is it a month? I mean, is it a monthly contract between these companies?
No,
Are
no,
the
it's a
doors always
lifetime.
open?
The door's always
okay,
open.
so it's always open. So because that
once you're open, unless you pretty much maybe like a job lets you get fired.
Let's
say close your account for some sort of reason.
Is there any minimum that you have to buy?
There is. With the shoe contracts, there's always minimums. Okay, so I know with New Balance, you have to spend $10,000 a year.
Okay.
Which should be just the easiest
like
thing
a maintenance fee, pretty much, because it's going to be a small
happen
price for
a great shoe. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like people love it. So Saucony was a little under 10 grand, which I've already done that. You know what I mean? Thanks for the support in Springfield, but they've really went well for me.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, and there's minimums with major companies. There's minimums, and then some companies you'll have to. Giving you all my secrets, man.
You shouldn't give all the secrets.
I'm giving you all my work I've done.
No. It's a small bio because a lot of people don't know. I mean, if people don't know you,
no, it's definitely hard work.
I mean, you're going to make that assumption. Oh, this guy has this because he fell into it, and that's not what I want. I mean, personally, when I work on anything, I'm not going to tell everybody my life story unless they ask me. But I do want you to know that it takes tons of hard work for something to be possible.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you said you've got brands that are in the works.
I'm leaving. I'm actually going to another show in January. It's in Long Beach, California, but it's only a 2-day show, and the wife and I are going, and we're just going to go there.
It's nice that she gets to go this time.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to go there and come straight back.
Same sales idea.
Yes, but now it's not. Now the confidence level is through the roof, and it's like, okay, hey, I can go to the major companies such as Adidas, Puma. You know, Nike's never at these things.
Really?
They're too major.
Wow.
I think they contact you.
Really?
But I don't know. I haven't been to that route yet. But yeah, so it's like, okay, here, look at me.
That's awesome.
I can totally sell your product.
Yeah, absolutely. You already have sold other products. It's the idea of it's not what I can do for you, it's what I've already done for a different company.
Yeah, and a lot of the reps and a lot of the companies will say, oh, man, he's really worked from the bottom. So he's busted his ass.
Yeah.
And now he's where he's at. So they like that a lot more instead of actually, you know, my dad had this store and I just started running it or something. You know, they're like, oh, this kid just spoon-fed or something, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's no way. They're investing in your company and investing in you, and they have to be able to read you just the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because those contracts, as you said, the minimum is $10,000. I was going to ask.
And that's for the whole year, though. So.
Yeah, but how do you? I don't know what retail prices, inbound, outbound prices, and I'm worried that in my mind, oh wow, this product is hot for 2 months, as you were saying, but then it's going to dry up in the next 2 months. And how do you keep that relationship between the distributor by saying, I'm really sorry, no one's buying your stuff? I mean, I look at it like a farmer's market. Like, we can't buy your tomatoes this month. We got to buy, you know.
Yeah, no, I've had your couple companies like that. They hit me up like, hey, Nate, what's up, man? What's going on? You missed a couple releases. And it'd been some smaller companies, and I'm like, man, they're just not selling. I said, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm just going to be honest with you. That's not their first time.
Right.
It's
going to be scary, though.
They're the same game I am.
Yeah.
You know? They're selling a product, different areas, different spectrums, different people. Bigger cities, there's obviously more people.
Right.
You know.
You have lifestyle shoes, as I like
boutique
that term.
Boutique shoes,
there
I
you
guess.
go. Okay,
yeah.
boutique. Down the road, if you do get a strictly athletic contract, is it something that you'd love to do to work with a school and say, hey, you know, I can work with this team, or maybe a soccer team or something? I can't imagine you carry cleats, but, you know, something that's like
or
a basketball shoe.
Or if I could get that, let me put it this way. I doubt it.
Okay, I just remember growing up, you got team deals from like East Bay or something.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there's people in town that do that. But I think eventually when you, like, there's no way, or there's a way. Like, if I went to Saucony and said, hey, I need running shoes now, they would be like, why?
Okay. All right.
Like you're not a running
It'd have to be
store.
an open account.
You're not a running store.
Oh, I didn't
you know
know
what I
that.
mean? Like, I don't know if that rep would feel comfortable selling me that shoe because their interest is the best for me too.
Right.
Because their bills are paid for my, for me
Right.
selling their product.
I see the age wise would probably be, I don't know, kid sizes, but like 15 years old and up.
Yeah, I'd say junior high and up.
And I heard that there was
So probably like maybe 40-ish, 45.
okay.
Depend on the person that is in that
I wasn't
style.
the age versus the style. I mean, anybody could wear the shoes, but
Yeah.
it just depends on the demographic and what they want. I heard, and I was going to ask if this was true, that you weren't allowed to carry kids' shoes because there's Allures on the same street.
Yes. Well, I wasn't allowed to carry Saucony kids and Sperry's kids, which is a bummer for me because I've already have a contract with them. Simply just because Lures is right down the street, which no disrespect to Lures.
Yeah, not at all.
That's just how the reps are. If there's and they've been around for.
I guess it's the same
Ever.
thing as at the Harley Davidson place on the north end. Like, you're not allowed to have another Harley Davidson within 100 miles or something because
Probably
you're selling
something like
the same.
that, definitely.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. I don't know.
No,
if you
that's
guys...
exactly what it is.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, if Lures was on the north end, I probably could have gotten away with it.
Wow.
But that's just how they roll, man. It's conflict of interest.
Do you have any?
But that's good though.
Well, no,
Because
competition is great.
But if somebody opened up right next door to me,
Yeah.
and tried to carry everything I carry
Absolutely.
in the sales rep or letting
Yeah.
them do that, it'd be like,
Well, it's the Target Walmart.
You're
You run
kicking
each
the
other
foot.
out of business
Yeah.
because you're right
it'd be
across the street from
pointless.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go to our local segments. Let's see. So there's a local section called Mayor for a Day. There's people that have their own voices that aren't heard. I don't believe they're heard enough. And I always ask, if you were mayor for a day, what would you change?
Oh wow. Offhand, if that
We can always put a pin in it. If you'd like to think about it, let it marinate for a little bit. I can always come back to it.
Yeah, let's do that. I have no clue.
All right.
I mean, there's tons of things you could change.
Well, it's your idea though. It's not,
Instead of, I would have the taxpayers' money in Springfield and the surrounding areas pay for the development of small businesses, like cheaper advertising, cheaper rent. Not that it's an issue for me, but that stuff gets expensive, and people rely on that.
Well, that leads to a different question. I have no idea what it costs to operate a business such as this. Is there an angel investor somewhere? Are you putting up the money all by yourself? Like how? And I'm not trying to be too personal.
Yeah, no, there's no investor. It's just me. I'm the sole proprietor. I'm the only business owner. I don't have anybody invested. I have any workers. I'm here every day from 11 to 7.
So you don't
Monday
get a vacation?
through Saturday. No, I do not get paid vacation. So therefore, no, it was like I said, I was in real estate. I did some real estate, so I sold a property, and I said I'm gonna sell this property, and I'm just gonna do this store. So that pretty much gave me the capital to do it.
Did you sell the
I
old
had help.
Kix Pizza? Was that you?
No, I wish. I had some help from some gifts from a parent, and
They gave you some wisdom and said, "Don't
they gave
make
me
bad
some
decisions."
windows, you know what I mean? Nothing outrageously, you know what I mean? But it was, I didn't ask them to do it, but they did it. So
Without being too personal, you just had a birthday and you were
32 years old.
and you own your own business. That must be gratifying.
Yes, but it wasn't my first. I had a barbershop for about 5 years that I ran by myself, worked by myself.
Well, see, that's very important information that the listeners should realize. Again, nothing happens overnight. You start from one
it doesn't.
venture and you
Definitely
build.
doesn't. Yes, and I had the barbershop. I actually closed because of the real estate meltdown in 2008. So I had my stepfather and I had a couple properties that we had to sell before that happened. Wow. So there was no there, we would have just lost all of our investments, everything. So we pretty much just I had to close, get them fixed, and we sold them. We got out of it totally fine.
Wow.
And so yeah, that's why that closed. And then I just worked. I worked a couple job for the country market for a few years, and then I just went back to barbering.
How do you go from running your own business to going back to
country market?
How do you?
It's tough.
You got to take a 15-minute break. We'll see. We'll see
no,
a little bit.
No, but they're pretty cool. So I've known them all my life,
okay.
And so it was like, you know, it really wasn't like, hey, clock in, clock out. You know, we were there 40, 50 hours a week. So
oh, wow.
It was good. I mean, and they're like family to me. They are.
That's awesome.
Some people can't stand them, but I grew up with them, you know.
Well, let's finish with the last segment of the show. I think it's one of the most fun. It's the Lincoln's Loser section, where I always preface it by saying, my neighbor Steve, his dog poops in my yard, and I've told him every day, stop pooping in my yard. I'm going to tell you publicly that your dog poops in my yard, and I'm not a fan of it. And I'm going to tell you so.
Steve, get your fucking dog, man. Okay? Quit shitting in people's yards.
It's my way of throwing somebody under the bus, but it's not going to ruin their reputation. But it's also always fun to say, you know, this person or that person. I've had tons of responses. One of my most favorite responses was Brian Galecki from Dumb Records, and he's like, I would say the Lincoln's losers are the people that don't believe in independent businesses and everything that's happening in Southtown.
Good for him.
Oh yeah, he totally flipped it, and I was like, I'm gonna keep asking this gotcha question, and I'm gonna look for an answer as unique and positive as yours. But I hate to preface it by asking you, but is there anything that you would just like to say this shouldn't continue, or you know, any way that you want to say something like that?
Oh man. Okay. Stop. I wish some people would quit trying to be a part of other people's things.
All right.
And do their own thing.
You feel there's a lot of hype men out there? Is that the thing?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And if you're a horrible rapper or a horrible musician, get a fucking day job, man. I've been a barber for 10 years, so I've been around. I've had CDs in my shops. I've had flyers and all sorts of stuff, and I ain't found one good one yet. Sorry, guys. I mean, not that you're not good or you're talented.
I think.
But I don't think you've invested enough in yourself. Let's put it that way.
I have come in contact with many artistic people in the last 15, 20 years.
But hold on.
Yes.
But I will give you the satisfaction, because there's no way that I could get my ass on stage and do anything in front of people either. So I commend you on that.
However, what I was going to say is that it doesn't take... I'm going to put it delicately. You can invest everything that you have into a craft. And if you are truly great at that craft, the cream always rises to the top.
Definitely.
I have seen people cradled rather than risen. I have seen people pushed rather than rising themselves. And I would definitely agree that there are many hype men in the town, and that is a term that isn't male or female. That's their.
Yeah.
You should have your own passion and your own niche. And if you are truly great at that, the cream will rise to the top.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. You'll get there. And one to say is, me as a person, no, I am not shit. I'm just a regular person that walks and drives the streets. And I love to take care of my family. And I'm a family man. I love people who support me. I want to say thank you very, very much. I'm no different than anyone. So if you ever want to talk, come in. The doors are always open. And I'm here for you.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. What a better way to end the holiday edition for the New Year's Eve of the Lincoln's Legends podcast at Laces Footwear. That's going to wrap it up. That's the last episode for 2014. Thank you so much for being on board. I've got some awesome stuff already booked for the month of January. You're going to have to listen to find out who it is. And as always, we're going to keep you up to date on all of our websites, Facebook, Twitter. Check out actually Lincoln's Legends podcast. I just updated it today. Brand new look, brand new site,
brand new year. I do want to remind you, if you are going out for the holiday, even if you pay $100 for a cab ride, it's still cheaper than a DUI.